Alright, welcome back everybody. So in the previous tutorial we got started on editing the page for the test member that we created, and so in this tutorial I want to finish off recreating this page by adding a YouTube element, this plugin here, comment block, and some of the images on the right hand sidebar. So we'll get right to it and just make this quick and easy. So we want to go to this page and say edit. Alright, and want to put in the YouTube video on the bottom, which gets centered on the page. Click add to main, say add block. You just scroll down till you find the YouTube video block there. And the title of this video is The Infinite Passion. You can get that just by, you can click on the YouTube link there. It's just the title that would go in, just what this title is here for the YouTube video. So, The Infinite Passion. And the YouTube URL is pretty simple. You can select that one. Or there's also, I don't know if you know this about YouTube, but you can click share and it brings up the link right there for you. And you can even click embed, and this gives you the HTML code to put it right into any page anywhere. So I just copied that URL though, and because that's what it wants for this block. Just put that in, and the default width is 425 by 344. And it doesn't really matter what you use for the video player. I just like to use iframe because it says it works in more devices. So I trust Concrete 5 in that sense, and so I choose that one. I say add. It should put it right in there. And we'll see what it looks like just right now. We'll exit edit mode, say publish edits. And you see that that's the default size that it puts it at, and it aligns it to the left. So what we want to do is, what I did here is just blow it up to the 600 pixel width for the full width of the content bar, or the content, the middle part of the page, and also want to center it on the page to make sure that it is centered. So we're going to say edit page. I want to click on the YouTube video block and say edit, and then for the width you just say 600, and for the height I think it should fix itself, so we'll see if it does. So that should work, and then we click on the block one more time and say design, and then you go to alignment, put that to center just to make sure that it shows up centered on the page. Update that, and then say exit edit mode, publish my edits. Alright, and it looks like it kind of made it go all ski-wampus on us, so we'll just edit the page one more time and change that down just a little bit, but you get the idea that you just want to make sure that you put it down proportional in pixels. If you want to put that square into a Photoshop document and scale it up to 600 and get the width and the height proportional, then you can do that. It's kind of hard to guess what it's going to be, but it does 600 by 344. Maybe we'll go less. It looks like it is scaling it down by itself. So let's try 500 or 550 maybe. Update that, and it should still be centered on the page. We'll check. Yeah, it is still centered. I mean, the YouTube video looks like it's not, according to how it looks in the block right here, but it will do it. So we'll say publish edits, and we'll see what that looks like. Alright, that's a lot closer to what we're looking for. It looks pretty identical to this, so we'll stick with that. So it looks like it worked. So the next thing down on the page is the previous page link, and this is really easy. You just do a content block and you put a link on it. So say edit page again. It gets kind of redundant. Click add to main. We want to add a block, and this is just a content block. And the way I did it was just type that text in, select all of it, and change it to a link, and it actually goes back to my own homepage, so we'll just use that. So we'll say HTTP. Let's type that in. Opens in the same window, and the title I just did previous page because that's the name of the link. Alright, and it looks like that's going to work. Just say add, and that looks pretty nice. Next thing down is this plugin here. It's kind of custom. I'll show you how to put that in. I want to say add to main, And we're going to paste from Scrapbook. And you'll notice if you click on this box here, it shows all the different scrapbooks that are available. And the general scrapbook is the one that I will be storing some images and things that are general for the whole website that I think everybody might need, so that they can just paste it right in wherever they need to, or where it should go. For example, I have the header image right here for you to put in if it gets deleted off your page, or if you create a new page. So that's there for you. And then this HTML General Scrapbook 432, you just want to click on this, and this is the copy and paste for this plugin on the bottom. So you'll see all that stuff pops up, and it makes it really user-friendly for anybody who comes across your site, and it can help build traffic for you as well, because if somebody shares this on their Facebook or submits it to StumbleUpon, you'll get a spike in viewers like you wouldn't believe. Before, when I had the blog running just on my own, I would click submit it to StumbleUpon, and one time I got a spark of like 600 views or something like that. So you can imagine the kind of traffic these buttons will bring in, especially if people decide to use all of them and share them with their friends. So if you post really cool things, then good things can come out of it. It looks like it's taking a while to save, because that plugin it's got a lot of code to it, a lot of flash and a lot of bling. So yeah, it looks like that worked really well. And you'll notice there's a little bit of extra space between these things. We see the previous page, the YouTube video isn't too far from it, and these plugins are pretty close to it as well. What you can do to add some space, there's a spacer block that you can put in. Excuse me. Voice is going crazy on me. I've been doing so many tutorials. We'll say add to main, click add block, and it's the one that's all the way on the bottom. It's TN spacer, and we'll just put in some random height, 20 pixels, and say add. And this kind of block you can't just copy into the scrapbook and put it wherever you want. You have to go in and manually create it every time. I'm not sure why that is. Concrete 5 just doesn't recognize it, so you have to create it every time you do it. Let's put in another spacer of 20 pixels just to keep it even spacing on both top and bottom of that previous page block. Say move and put that one right there. Save positioning. Alright, and it looks like that it's looking pretty nice. And the next thing here is the comments block. So we'll just go add to main, add block, and this one is guestbook/comments. And the date format, this is a PHP date string. If you click on this link, it tells you the format for what those things mean, all the different letters. But what I already looked at that, and the way that I want the format is just take this capital S out. It just means the month and the day without the extension on it. So if it's the first, it won't say ST after the number 1, and then the year in the correct format. So just take that capital S out. You can leave it if you'd like, but I think it works without it. Comments require moderator approval. I say no, because then that way anybody can comment on it and see their comment and go right on the page. I think that's a really great interactive thing with the users. Posting comments is enabled. Yes. Authentication required to post. Email, I wouldn't require a CAPTCHA, because I know that when I see those, I don't want to do it. And then the alert email address is just to email. It'll send you an email when you get a comment on one of your posts. So we'll just put that as my design socially, which you should have linked to your primary email. It's the only way that you can access it. You say add, and it should put it right in the spot. And we're going to need another spacer up above that. It's because the comment boxes are really close to the thing, whatever's above it. So let's put in another 20 pixels. Add that in, and move that right in the spot. Save positioning. Say exit edit mode. Publish edits, and we'll see what it looks like. We'll go full screen here for a second. Alright, so we have that left sidebar that we finished off. Got the YouTube video in. It's looking pretty nice. Previous page there, that plugin, and the comments. So it's looking really nice. We'll just go back into this mode here, and we'll put in some images on the right, and we'll be done for the day. So we'll just go edit page again. Alright, Alright, so add to right sidebar. We're going to want a block for the title. It's just the content block, and for this one it says my work. And say add. And then add to right sidebar, add block. And this is an image. Choose image, and I'm not entirely sure where all of these are, so I'll just pick the first few that I can see. So I'm going to click choose, and image links to URL. You can have it be a clickable picture. Alt text don't really need, and the width once again is just 200 for the sidebar. Say add, and it should proportion that the way we want it to. Just add another image here. Choose image. Let's see here. We'll go with this one. And notice I have a bunch of JPEGs in here that should be GIFs, because if it's just going to be flat on the page, not clickable or anything, or really at all, I think it should be a GIF because it saves a lot of space on the bandwidth for uploading pages. So yeah, it could be clickable. Don't need to worry about that though for the tutorial. Width is 200. Add that in. And we'll just do one more real quick, so I want to show you what putting a few pictures in a line can do without any extra editing. Go image, choose another image, go to the next page and see what we got. We'll throw that sucker in there. Choose width 200, add. Alright, so we've got a few nice looking images on our right sidebar. We'll say exit edit mode, publish my edits. Alright, and the thing that I want you to notice is that it'll put a little space in between each element, but with pictures it'll just smash them together, kind of like that, because there's no extra padding added to it. So, and also notice that the space on the left is less than on the right. So what we're going to have to do is add in some spacers to kind of make it a little bit equal to the amount of space that's around the title block. And I think it's about 10 pixels or 8 pixels or something like that. So when we go to add to right sidebar, add block, it'd be a spacer. We'll just say 10 pixels for, I think that's pretty close to what it is anyway. And we'll move that one into place real quick. Save positioning. Add one more in. Move, put that one there, and then the other thing we need to do is center those in the column so that there's the same amount of space in between or on both sides. Center, update. Internet's being a little bit slow again. Center. Alright. One more. Alright, there we go. So we'll see what it looks like in full page. You see that it puts a little bit of a space in between. I think it might be 8 pixels. That makes it about the same size if you do a 200 pixel width for each image. But you get the general idea of how I put that page together, including the comments and the video and everything. I do recommend putting the comment box in because it will increase interactivity with the people who come across your site, and people can leave you some feedback if you are looking for help on some project. But yeah, so that's how you can go about editing your page. I hope you can get right to it, log into with your credentials to do stuff that I've shown you up to this far. But the next tutorial I'm going to show you all the different site functionality things that you can add into your sidebars, like the survey and different other plugins that I think can really relate to your viewers a little bit more. So thanks for listening again, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.